No, the little flags go on the desk, not in my coffee. Who put a flag in my... Oh, we're rolling. It's the 4th. Everybody's got a flag in something they shouldn't. Go. Good evening. It's July 4th, 2026. 250 years ago, a group of arguing men in a hot room signed a piece of paper that said, "We could govern ourselves." They immediately went back to arguing. We have not stopped since. That's the country. So tonight, we're not doing the show. No sports, no weather, no mailbag. Tonight, we're doing something I generally refuse to do on camera. We're going to be sincere about a place we love. I'm Sloan. God help me.
And I'm Kiki. Happy birthday to the greatest country in the whole entire world, you old beautiful thing.
Okay, before Sloan gets emotional and I get emotional and we all cry into a bald eagle, heads up, this show's got strong language, adult stuff, satire, and me. Especially me. But tonight it's got a heart too, so stick around. Watch responsibly. Grill something. I love you. Happy 4th.
I'll go first, because if I wait, I'll talk myself out of it. I do not do this. But here it is. I love a country where I can sit at this desk on live television and call the most powerful people in it liars by name. And nothing happens to me. Nobody comes for me. I just go home. Do you understand how rare that is? Most of human history, a person like me doesn't get a desk. She gets a quiet visit. I love a messy town hall meeting where someone's furious neighbor stands up about a pothole. That's the whole thing. That's the miracle. Ordinary people allowed to be a pain in the ass to power. Legally.
See, and that's exactly why I love her too, sweetie. From the complete opposite direction. I love the flag on the porch. I love a cookout where somebody's uncle burns the burgers every single year, and everybody eats them anyway because he's family. I love that a stranger will put their hand on their heart for a song, and mean it, and cry a little, and not be embarrassed. My country lets a person love it out loud. I think that's beautiful.
And I love that this country was built by people who had nothing. Broke, tired, hometown nobodies who just refused to quit. My whole thing about America is grit. It's the guy working 2 jobs. It's the girl who's the first in her family to graduate anything. Nobody hands you a damn thing here, but the door's unlocked. That's it. The door is unlocked.
I love that it was an argument from the start. On purpose. They built the disagreement into the machine so it couldn't get too quiet. A quiet country scares me. A country where everybody agrees. That's a country where somebody made everybody agree. We were never supposed to be quiet. We were supposed to be loud, together. That's the design.
Here's the part they don't put on the fireworks. The country was never finished. It was a promise, written by people who didn't keep it. In 1852, Frederick Douglass gave a speech. They asked a man who had been enslaved to celebrate the 4th of July, and he stood up and told them the truth, that the promise was glorious and the country wasn't living up to it. And here's what gets me. He didn't say, burn it down. He said, I believe in what you wrote. Now go be it. That's the most patriotic thing anyone has ever said in this country. He loved it enough to demand it be better.
That's the love that fixes things, isn't it? The kind that holds you accountable because it wants you to be okay. That's how you love a person. Turns out it's how you love a country.
It is. That's the whole thread of the night, Kiki. And you just said it better than I was going to. And that promise never fixed itself. Regular people did it. The words said, all men are created equal. And then, for 200 years, the people those words left out made the country actually mean it. The enslaved who refused to stay enslaved. The women who marched until they got the vote in 1920. A whole generation that marched for civil rights, got beaten for it, and got up and marched again.
Nobody gave them any of that. They took it. They held America to the paper it signed. That's the most American thing there is.
The promise got bigger every time somebody brave refused to be left out of it. That's not tearing the country down, sweeties. That's finishing it. Okay, my favorite. There's a poem on the Statue of Liberty. Emma Lazarus wrote it. Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. That's not a policy paper, sweeties. That's a promise carved in a lady in the harbor. We told the whole world, send us the ones nobody else wanted. We'll make something out of them.
And we did. Let me tell you about Andrew Carnegie. Dirt poor Scottish kid. Comes over in 1848 with nothing. Starts as a bobbin boy in a cotton mill. That's the bottom. That's the actual bottom of the floor. And this broke little immigrant kid builds a steel empire. Becomes one of the richest bastards on the entire planet. Holy shit, right? And then he gave almost all of it away. 90%. Libraries, schools. Some poor kid could walk into a free library because a poor kid grew up and remembered being poor. That one gets me. That one actually gets me quiet.
And it still happens now. Jan Koum, born in Ukraine, came here at 16. His family was on food stamps, sweeties. He swept the floor of a grocery store, taught himself to code out of used books he could barely afford. He built WhatsApp, sold it for $19 billion, and they say he signed the deal on the door of the very same welfare office where his family used to line up for food. That's my country. That's the one on the porch flag.
Now the part where I love this country enough to say the hard things. 2 warnings. First one's going to make some people mad, and it's still true. We're not a Christian nation. Never were. That wasn't an accident. The founders built it that way on purpose. The Constitution never mentions God. Not once. Article 6 says no religious test for any office ever. The First Amendment's first move is Congress can't establish a religion. Jefferson called it a wall of separation between church and state. His words. And in 1797, the United States signed the Treaty of Tripoli. Article 11, in plain English. The government of the United States is not, in any sense, founded on the Christian religion. Signed by President John Adams, ratified unanimously by the Senate. Nobody blinked.
And I'll say it, and I mean it. My faith is the center of my whole life. It shapes everything I love and everything I am. And it does not belong running the government. Those are different jobs. My faith gets my heart. It does not get to write your laws. I don't want it to. That's not freedom, and freedom's the whole point.
I did not have Kiki agrees with me on church and state on my card tonight.
Write it down, sweetie. It happened.
And here's the punch. If a church wants a real political voice in the government, an actual seat at the table, it can give up the tax exemption and pay its share like the rest of us. That's the deal. Want the power? Pay the tax. Funny how few would take that trade. Almost like they know exactly what they've got. Second warning, and this one's for everybody, left and right. Stop letting them divide us. You are allowed to be a Republican, a Democrat, Christian, Jewish, Muslim, atheist, a Satanist, or nothing at all, and still be a full American. The differences aren't the bug, they're the country.
Can I? Yeah. This is the one I actually see clearly. Normally I'm the guy who thinks there's a threat in the clouds. Tonight there's no clouds. Tonight it's simple. And it's worse. Because it's real. There are people. Some with money. Some with microphones. Some with power. Who make more of both when you hate your neighbor. That's the whole business model. Get you scared of the guy across the street so you don't look up at the guy taking your wallet. They don't want to beat the other side. They want you fighting forever. Because a country at war with itself never turns around and looks at them. So here's the trick. Next time something makes you furious at half your fellow Americans, ask one question. Who's getting richer while I'm this angry? Follow that. It'll take you somewhere true.
That's the real threat, not the neighbor. The guy monetizing the fight between you. One more from that hot room, 1787. They walk out at the end, and a woman asks Benjamin Franklin what they'd built. He says, "A republic, if you can keep it." If. He put the warning right in the sentence. 250 years later, that little "if" is still doing its job.
He's telling you it's not a monument. It's a thing you have to keep choosing. It can be lost. He said so out loud on the first day.
And then there's Washington. Wins the whole war. He's got the army. He's got the fame. People basically wanted to make him king. You know what he did? He went home. He handed the power back. The King of England, the guy we just beat, heard Washington gave the power back and said if he actually did it, he'd be the greatest man in the world. And he did it. Then he did it again. Served his 2 terms and walked away, so nobody after him could pretend that chair was a throne.
That's the real inheritance, not the flag, the habit. Power, handed back on purpose, over and over. Every few years, we still do that small, impossible thing. We hand it over, peacefully. That's the if. Keep doing it. That's how you keep her. So, the honest question, 250 years in, are we pointed the right direction? Some days I don't think so. I read the news for a living. I know exactly how bad it can look.
But here's my whole damn point. If the direction's wrong, you don't set the car on fire. You don't jump out on the highway. You grab the wheel. Together. You fix the thing you're standing on. We've been more broken than this. We had a whole war with ourselves and we're still here. 250. That's not a country that quits. That's a stubborn son of a bitch that keeps getting back up.
We fix it the way you fix anything you love, sweeties. You don't throw it out. You don't split it in half. You stay. You do the work. You stay.
Happy birthday, America, you loud, broke, brilliant, beautiful mess. To everybody grilling, working the holiday, or missing somebody at the table tonight, I love you. I mean it.
I look up at the sky for a living. Tonight there's nothing hiding in it. For once. Clear skies. Genuinely. Take care of each other down here.
My faith says love your neighbor. It doesn't put an asterisk on which neighbor. So, everybody. Even the ones I argue with. Especially them. Sloan and I don't agree on hardly anything. Do we, sweetie?
We really don't.
But we agree on this. We love the same country. And nobody gets to take that from us by making us hate each other. Nobody.
I told you at the top I don't do sincere. I lied. I love this place. Not because it's perfect. Because it's ours. And it's still arguing. And that means it's still alive.
From all of us to all of you, happy 4th of July and happy 250th birthday, America. Save me a burger.
Clear skies. Really, this time.
250. Stubborn son of a bitch. Still standing. I'll see you out there.
It was an argument from day one. Keep arguing. It's the most American thing you can do. Good night, and happy birthday to her. Someone put the flag back in my coffee. Fine. Leave it. It's her birthday.